Hey, welcome back to the Plastic Planet. This is transmission number 3. I am your host, Knick-Knack. So glad to have you here with me. Can't tell you how much I love people who are checking me out on YouTube. It means so much that you guys are checking me out and spending some time with me every week, and I hope you guys are enjoying these as much as I'm enjoying making them. So anyway, we got a busy night tonight. We're going to be going downstairs into my archive room to check out some of my older pre-2010 figures, mostly retail Hasbro type stuff. Speaking of retail, check this out. Fired up a couple of these this week. I know some other YouTubers have been looking around for these guys, and I got them. Voltron Paladins. Oh yeah, we got Lance here, and there's Shiro, and my favorite, Keith. Totally cool, and just kind of topical too, because the Netflix is dropping season 4. I think they broke up season 3 in like 2 parts. But anyway, that's dropping this Friday, so cool show. Check it out if you haven't already. Great show. So anyway, glad you guys are here. Before we get started, I do have to do a little bit of a honeydew project. I have to go downstairs into our crawl space and get out a roasting pan for my wife. So I thought, well, I'm just going to take you guys downstairs and show you around anyway. So hey, you might as well come with me, right? So we'll get this out of the way. Got to do what you got to do, right, guys? But anyway, we'll get this out of the way, and then it's on to the toys. So all right, so come on, this is gonna be fun. Let's go. All right, so as promised in my last video, I'm going to take you guys downstairs into the archive room of the Plastic Planet. Archive room / basement / laundry room / storage / spare bedroom. Anyway, just come take a look. We're going to have a lot of fun down here. Let's take a look what we got down here. Moving down into the archive room, you'll notice the hallway here is decorated with a preference for a certain local sports team, but we won't mind that. So anyway, right now, to fulfill this little honeydew errand I've got to do, I have to go in there. Not a big deal, right, though? It's just a little storage room, so, well, might as well climb in there, right? All right, I got to get down on hands and knees and come down into this spooky area. God, it's so dark. Stumble around in here. Oh, man. Oh, man, where is the damn light? Climbing in. Oh boy. Hello! Who the hell are you? Ow! Oh my God! Are you Pennywise the Clown?
Pennywise? Why, there's nothing Pennywise about collecting these high-end sideshow and hot toy collectibles I see the boxes for all over this storage unit.
Alright, well fine then. Well, if you're frickin' Pennywise, then who the hell are you?
Credits the Clown!
Credits the Clown? What are you doing in my crawl space?
I'm here to tell you that rather than buying all this collectible high-end crap, you should be investing your money in a 401k or an IRA account. So what? I admit, in my younger years, I probably didn't save enough money in my 401k, but I'm back on track, and I'm doing all right. So what if I have some action figures? It's fun, man. What about this delightful sound wave from Takara you collected? Instead of buying this, you irresponsible prick, you should have invested in your children's college fund.
Come on, man. It's a sweet transformer, though. It's frickin' Soundwave! Seriously, man, it's
about all this old Hasbro shit you bought years ago! Now it just sits down here in storage! Why? Because it's not good enough anymore!
You are seriously one giant butthole!
I tell you what we're going to do there, Mr. Knick-Knack! We're gonna take all these delightful sideshow collectibles you bought over the years, and your freaking hot toys too, including your favorites, and we're going to go and sell them maybe on eBay or some other site. And we're gonna take all the proceeds from that, and I know this great broker, his name is Todd. We're gonna call up Todd on Monday, and we're gonna tell him we want to invest it in a nice IRA account, and I call it...
God, Frickin' hate clowns.
Knick-Knack's Plastic Planet. With your host, it's Knick-Knack!
Hey there, and welcome back to the Plastic Planet. This is transmission number 3 and part 3 of our extensive room tour of the Plastic Planet. Of course, as promised, this is the archive room, as you can see. Mostly late 90s, early 2000s Star Wars stuff, Power of the Force through roughly Revenge of the Sith down here, as well as a few other odds and ends, and my weight set and some fish tanks and whatnot. But I'm just giving a quick tour around here. This won't take too long. There's not as much to see down here, but it's still a lot of stuff that might interest some collectors nonetheless. I'm going to start over here. This is basically what you are looking at right here is my favorites area, so to speak, my Hall of Fame of my 3 3/4 inch modern collection. I started collecting 3 3/4 inch like many people in 1995 with Power of the Force, with all the big muscular built figures that were quite honestly terrible, but at the time they seemed really cool. I was in college when those came out, and it evolved into these guys here. These were definitely my hand-picked favorites, and I'll just kind of give you a little sweep around. Obviously, I don't need to name these guys for you, but you get the idea. I was very much a fan during the releases, during the prequels. So there's a lot of prequel-centric figures here. And classic trilogy, too. But you get the idea of what kind of the ones that I think are my favorites. I had to straighten this out down here. Honestly, this has kind of gotten in disarray. I don't come down here to view figures as that much. I do come down here to work out a lot, but not to really check out figures. I'll just give you a brief pan of them. Do love that Jabba set that came out a few years ago. That's really nice. Kind of reminds you of the vintage a little bit, the vintage set from 83 or 84. Little tour there. Old Rancor. The old Bantha. That thing still holds up, I think. I did put a later VOTC figure on top of there, but it still holds up, I think. Damn nice figure. So that's pretty much it. And then the gist of them, the gist of my other ones, I still have a lot more in these. That's not a great example there, but in these tackle boxes, I still have tons of figures in all these too. Just stuff that I didn't deem, worthy of getting out. And then down here, just if you can see, just this is kind of where I keep all my sideshow boxes too, in addition to being in the storage unit, which you guys saw earlier in the video. Over here, let me get the light on it. There we go. Over here is just basically storage boxes and things like that. A few unopened stuff that I haven't yet gotten to. Things that I find I'm not really excited about, but I find these things on sale for, found this for $10 on sale. It was a $50 ship when it came out, so I got it. And then these I bought on the last Force Friday. I haven't opened them yet. Luke's Land Speeder and Rey's Speeder. Had the Black Series. I've yet to open those. I will at some point, but have yet to open those. And again, just some boxes and whatnot. Really not an exciting area per se, but you get the idea. Up there, got some old Power of the Force AT-AT walkers. My old Arc Fighter from Episode 3. Just some miscellaneous stuff. Let me try not to trip on my ab roller here. Some miscellaneous, a lot of Forced Unleashed stuff. I was really into that for a while. Episode 2 Slave 1 there. There's the Skiff. A Ronto from, it's funny, some of this stuff goes so far back. I mean, I've been married for 17 years, but I think my ex-girlfriend from college bought me that. That's how far back that one goes. A dewback over there. I'm going to kind of get the light down here a little bit so you can see. Lighting is not ideal. There's the Jedi Council down there. complete set. Some episode 2 love. Watto. There's some Clone Wars stuff down there. Dang, it's dark. But you get the idea. Figures I bought just on Force Friday 2. There's Rey's speeder that I bought on the first Force Friday 2 years ago. Clone Wars. Gunship with Clone Wars figures inside. There's some episode 1 love. Kadu. X-Wing. So, you know, just miscellaneous stuff down here for sure. There's some stuff still in boxes up there. It's pretty dark in here, I apologize. Sideshow boxes. TIE fighters and whatnot. There's Luke's X-Wing from Dagobah, still in its package. This is I do love this little set, even though it's all styrene, but the old Lars Homestead there. Very cool. There's a Build-A-Bear from Build-A-Bear Workshop, and sort of a weird story. I actually didn't find that. I didn't get that at Build-A-Bear. I never wanted to go to Build-A-Bear and have a Chewie stuffed for me, you know, have some teenage girl ask me if I wanted to kiss the little heart to put in his chest and stuff. You know, I've had little kids, and I know what the deal is at Build-A-Bear, and I never wanted to do that, but I kind of wanted a Chewie, and ended up finding him at a thrift store. And so yeah, I was like, for $7 versus I think he's, you know, $35 at Build-A-Bear. He's like brand new. So that was sort of weird. Sort of weird to find that. Give you kind of a look around here. Here's my 65-gallon fish tank with some tinfoil barbs in it. Love fish. Little SpongeBob theme in there. So I absolutely love fish. I've always had a fish tank. I've had fish going back to when I was 7, 6, maybe even 5 years old with a fish bowl. But I've always, almost my entire life, for 30 some odd years, I've always had a fish tank. More than 30 years, probably close to 38 years maybe. I always had a fish tank. Love fish tanks. And again, some more Star Wars ships over here. If you can see, there's my Imperial shuttle. Multiple Millennium Falcons. Both of them are one is Power of the Force, and one is a vintage VOTC. Not an original vintage, but a vintage collection Falcon. Piggy banks. Some micro collection down here. Power of the Force Scout Walker. That Wicket is a vintage Wicket. That was actually my wife's though, but she's kind of generously donated it to the cause. Old Wampa. So some Blu-rays. Just more miscellaneous Star Wars stuff mostly. My collector's C-3PO case when I was a kid. My 8-bit and 16-bit gaming center right here. And some more Star Wars ships. The Jedi Starfighters, and there's a missing its leg, which is down there, but my Clone Wars walker. So that's pretty much it. I mean, it's exciting down here, but I guess not that exciting. Here's a C-3PO that I got, a Jack specific that I customized. I'm rather proud of this guy. He was actually a Force Awakens C-3PO with the hideous red arm. So I painted that, and I gave him a really nice paint job, and I think he turned out really nice. So he hangs out down here. So Blu-rays, DVDs, etc. So anyway, that's about it. That's the part 3 of the collection tour, which was kind of a quickie. But yeah, starting next week, we're going to be doing more and more shows featuring individual items and talking about things and talking about collecting and pop culture and whatnot. So it's going to be a great time. Big day in trailers. The Last Jedi trailer just dropped. Just watched it. Mixed feelings. Thinks it looks pretty cool. Kind of hesitant about this one. kind of got burned on Force Awakens, but we'll see. And the Justice League trailer dropped, so I'm very excited to see that, though. So anyway, that's about it from the Plastic Planet, and till next time, all right? Adios. Okay, not quite it. Little postscript for you. Remember, if you like what you see here and you want to see more, remember to hit like and subscribe. I know that's the obligatory thing to say on YouTube, but please do. It's what helps make these things kind of happen a little bit. So hit like and subscribe and keep watching because we got a lot more fun stuff coming up. It's going to be great. All right, adios from the Plastic Planet. Oh man, bonus time! I mean, hey, with that great trailer dropping just yesterday for the Justice League movie, how could I not show you off my DC collectibles? Not a lot here, but there's just a little bit to look at, and let me just show you just a little bit of what I got here. Look at these superpower figures. Now, these are some of my favorites. The Superman, the Dr. Fate, even though that's a reproduction cape I bought off eBay, the Darkseid, these are from my childhood. The Clark Kent and the Lex Luthor I recently bought at a comic book store. I mean, just look at the color on these guys. I miss that. If there's one thing I miss about action figures today that they don't have that the ones in the 80s did, and that's the color. Just the way they pop. I mean, even the old Star Wars figures did that, and He-Man and G.I. Joe, all those. They all just popped. And, you know, they just look great on a white shelf, don't they? Absolutely love that. Behind them is a Superman statue my good buddy gave me. Shout out to him because he gave that to me just recently. There's a new reproduction Mego Darkseid back there. Wonder Woman. I think that's not a Hot Toys. That's actually like a Barbie doll. But I picked her up at the store when the movie came out last summer because I thought she was pretty damn cool. With a Sideshow original Superman right there. Awesome. Of course, the centerpiece and grail of this collection is my Christopher Reeve Superman. That is the ultimate superhero for me. Superman is the ultimate superhero. He was the original, and for me, all others are just kind of imitators. But you know, hey, if you're hanging into this video this long, why don't you go ahead and drop in the comments section who your favorite superhero is, because that would be cool, and I'd love to hear that. So there's Christopher Reeve as Superman, my favorite version. Not to say that the Henry Cavill, I think I said his name right, isn't pretty awesome too. And I'm so looking forward to this new movie coming up. And I'm one of the few people that really actually liked Batman vs. Superman, and I really like Man of Steel. And hey, I even like Suicide Squad. So that's my Hot Toys Man of Steel or Batman vs. Superman. Some other DC stuff, DC direct figures. There's that Super Friends wave that's come out in mass retail in the DC collectibles, whatever that is, the retail line. I think those are Walmart exclusives. The Batman and Green Lantern. And there's just some other DC figures. Aquaman, Supergirl, Batman. There's my Michael Keaton Batman back there. My NECA 1/4 scale, I think. Pretty awesome. General Zod. And there's the big Jack-specific Superman I picked up. And there's a Clark Kent. That, I think that's from the 90s, actually, early 2000s. I don't remember who made that, but I picked that up recently, too. So, anyway. Oh, and of course, my DC Icons figures over here. Darkseid, Superman. There's Batman and Darkseid's daughter. I forget her name. But really cool. Oh, and my other statue. The Jim Lee Superman up there with Lois Lane. The Daily Planet. So freaking cool. Alright, so that is it from the Plastic Planet. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for staying. And please like and subscribe. Alright, adios till next week.
Aren't you guys so proud of your father right now?
Yes. No kisses.